All right, good evening. This is my presentation for 620 Measurements and Evaluation class. Today I'm just going to do a PowerPoint on some of the topics that we covered in class. I got a couple of my colleagues who took time to come and assist me in this endeavor today. We got Coach Smith and Miss Stewart. I appreciate y'all taking time out y'all busy schedule to assist me. All right, so we're going to start with the first slide, talking about outcomes, learning outcomes. We gotta wait on this system to roll in. Always trying technical difficulties. Already hit me. Oh, there it is. All right, so statements that describe the knowledge and skills students should acquire by the end of a particular program or class. All right, this is student learning outcomes. Learning outcomes guide assessment and evaluation. They enable students to connect and apply learning to various settings and contexts. Describe specific behaviors that students should demonstrate by the end of the program. So basically, just these are all the things they should be able to exhibit to show they had learned something in that particular curriculum or program that they had just possibly went through. All right. What should learning outcomes cover? Should cover the core knowledge and skills and development throughout the course. It should include what to expect from the program. Should incorporate what the students know or are able to do and what they may want to learn. Learning outcomes should include areas students should care about, things that maybe interest them, and it should be based on the goals and mission of the program. Right. Purpose of student learning outcomes. Effective learning tools provide a tool to tailor students' assessment and measure progress. All right. Support teaching goals and foster compliance with professional standards for the state. Translate goals into associated tangible learning objectives. Determine whether the curriculum is effective and properly aligned. And assess visible indicators that provide evidence for learning. Outcomes, goals, and objectives. All right. We got both learning outcomes and objectives are important components of the syllabus. All right. However, they are three different concepts. All right. Goals indicate the purpose of the program. Objectives identify the skills and content and the process that will be used. Outcomes detail observable and measurable program products. Okay. Just think, pair, and share. All right, so let me ask you a question. It says, think critically, identifying whether the following statements are objective goals and that the settlements share with colleagues. You know, I'll talk about it and then make a decision. This first one says the students will be able to function in a team. Do you think that's a goal, objective, or outcome? Just take a look on your sheet. What do you think, Coach Smith? Goals, objectives, or outcomes? And then think about this one here. The course introduces students to physical exercise and education, important components of health and well-being. As members of a team, we'll be able to develop and implement personal physical activity and nutrition plans. So figure out which one do you think students will be able to function in a team. Is that a goal, objective, or outcome? What do you think? Coach Smith for this one right here. Mm-hmm.
That's an objective, I think.
Okay, what do you think, Ms. Stewart?
I think that's an objective.
Okay, you going with, we got two objectives, you got objective and objective?
Yeah.
All right, then it says, this course introduces students to physical exercise and educate as an important component of health and well-being. What do you think that is? Objective, goal? Y'all said this was objective, what do you think this is?
I think that's the objective.
This objective?
I think so.
Okay, you going with objective, what you going with, Coach Smith?
Going goal.
Okay, you're going go, objective. All right, then it says, as a member of a team, students will be able to develop and implement personal physical activity and nutrition plan. And what do you think this is? Outcome? Okay, you said outcome, what do you think, Coach? Okay, both of y'all got outcome, all right. Let's see what it looks like. All right, so the first one, you said the students will be able to function in a team. That is an objective.
Okay.
All right, so y'all said think you guys said
Initially we said goal.
Goal, yeah.
No, initially we said objective. He stuck with objective. I
You said
goal.
objective for that one?
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's an objective because you clear cut what's going on. Students will be able to function in a team. So by the time they complete that program, they'll be able to function as a team. So that's an objective. All right. This one here, it says the course introduces students to physical exercise, education, and important components of health and well-being. This is the goal because they're trying to obtain something. All right, they're trying to reach something. So that's the goal. I think you said that was a goal, and you said that. What did you say this was again?
Go.
He said
He
goal.
said
as
a
well?
goal,
Okay.
yeah.
You said objective then.
I said objective.
Okay, so that's a goal. And then the last one, it was as a member of a team, students will be able to develop and implement personal physical activity and nutrition plans. That's a learning outcome because out of all the stuff they learn throughout the program, this is the outcome. They know how to develop plans. Okay, so that's how it's supposed to work, right?
Oh.
I did pretty good on that. Seeing to being late in the day and we've been in the building all day dealing with other people's kids. All right, learning outcomes and assessment cycle. Learning outcomes directly influence the assessment process, okay? Assessments is a continuous process that entails constant modification and improvement, student learning outcomes. So you always gotta modify and change things. You may think this may work, but once you go through the process, you may say, oh, may need to change this a little bit or implement this or take this out or add this and so on and so forth. So this is basically just the assessment cycle, you know. You got the learning outcomes, identify the burning questions that you want to explore. Then you got the curriculum, which is the curriculum that the school has or the system has, identify where and the curriculum students learn and achieve the learning outcomes. Then you got the assessment, you know, you got to assess them to see if they learn anything, what they know, identify how and when students demonstrate their achievement of the learning outcome. Then you analyze the results after collecting the data and analyzing and reviewing the discuss. You discuss the results with them and with your colleagues or whatever, and then you come up with a conclusion, and then you figure out how you're going to use it to improve the curriculum. Okay, so that's just a cycle that you go through to try to gather this data from the students and process this assessment cycle, and then take the end result, take it and use it and try to make improvement in your program. All right, this is sample learning outcomes. Okay, describe the relationship between fitness and nutrition and BMI. Demonstrate the ability to reach the healthy fitness zone for at least 3 of the 5 falling fitness gram assessments: the pacer, push-up, curl-ups, back saver, and sit and reach, and shoulder stretch. Demonstrate the ability to establish and accomplish goals within the group, and describe the strength of self and others in physical activity. You know? Sample learning outcomes: comprehend, understand, learn, demonstrate, and exam. So students will comprehend the lifestyle from birth to death. Students will understand principles of lifetime fitness and incorporate fitness activities in a healthy and active lifestyle. Students will learn and demonstrate intermediate swimming strokes, freestyle, backstroke, breaststroke, butterfly, and then exam. Students will examine lifestyles, choices, and how they impact the overall health and well-being. All right, measuring student learning. Write instructional objectives and identify measurable learning outcomes. State conditions, criteria levels in a simple and straightforward way. Match test items to instructional objectives and evaluate the learning outcomes using the taxonomy of education. Now, the taxonomy of education is Bloom's taxonomy. They had 6 steps that I think his name was Benjamin Bloom in 1956. He came up with this thing. It's just a higher way of learning and thinking, and I think it was like something like understand. I can't remember right offhand, but he got 6 steps to go through Bloom's taxonomy that you should know to help you have a higher level of thinking. All right, I'll review it and come back to it. All right, so let's go over this little extra slip. So the first question is, what are the learning outcomes? So what were the learning outcomes? Coach Smith, you think you can answer that one?
Yeah, the learning outcomes are statements that describe the knowledge and skill that should be learned or acquired at the closing of a class or program.
Right, you're right. So basically, what you learn throughout that program you should be able to exhibit those skills that you may have learned. Question 2 was, what is the purpose of the student learning outcomes?
Yes, I took some notes and I have to guide assessments and evaluation. Hopefully, this will enable the students to transfer and apply what they have learned to various settings and situations.
Right, good. Well, y'all still sharp even after a long 8-hour day dealing with somebody else's kids. Y'all pretty
Yes.
good. The next question was, what are the steps in the learning outcomes and assessment cycle?
The steps are curriculum, assessments, and analysis.
Okay. All right. And the last one was, one of the last ones, what is the primary distinction between goals, objectives, and outcomes?
Yeah, so what I learned is that goals deals with purpose of your program. So it's about the purpose. The objectives deals with identifying skills, content, and process what will be used. And then lastly, outcomes focus on details, observable and measurable program products.
All right, so back to what I was saying earlier about Benjamin Bloom. Yeah, 1956, he came up with Bloom's taxonomy, and this is just a way to promote higher level of thinking. And the 6 steps are knowledge, okay? Is knowledge. The second one is comprehension. The third is application. The fourth is analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. Those are the original 6 steps. They came back with a matrix, like a new version, like the Old Testament and the New Testament. And the New Testament basically states that knowledge is the same as remember. So when you remember, you're supposed to list and recite. All right. Comprehension is understanding. Everybody pretty much knows that. And then either explain or paraphrase. So this is a new matrix. This is the new version. Application is basically applying. You calculate and you solve. Okay. Analyst, you analyze, compare, contrast, and categorize. Right. Synthesis, you create, improve, or design. And then you got evaluation is evaluating, critique, assess, and justify. All right. Then they had 3 other additional levels. 3 levels are 3 cognitive domains, and the one is cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. The cognitive is basically your mental skills, how you process information. All right. The second one is affective, your attitude and self, how you feel about yourself, what your self-esteem is like. And then the last one, psychomotor, is like manual or your physical skills. So those are the 3 cognitive domains. And that's pretty much it for this video. I appreciate you guys taking time out your schedule after working all day, dealing with other folks' kids, and taking time to hang around with me in the library so I can get this presentation done for school. And hopefully I can have some success to complete this program. Thank you.